Hi everyone, it's Dr. Donna here for Porch Sitting with Samantha. Thanks for joining us again this week. This week, I wanted to talk about some things that are bothering lots of us during this time of COVID-19. Part of what is bothering us, and a very normal reaction, is that we feel very out of control in these times. We hear lots of information that is contradictory. We hear information from, reliable sources like scientists and doctors. And then sometimes we hear information from other sources, which is designed to either prompt us to behave in ways that are responsible or maybe not so responsible. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about what we can control. We really can't control the things that are posted online. We really can't control the actions of others. We can never control the actions of others. We really can't control predicting what will happen. We can't control other people's motives. There are so many things we can't control, just like we can't control the weather in normal times. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about the things we can control. So we can control our decision to be kind to ourselves and to others, right? We learned in kindergarten, or maybe even before that, the golden rule, do unto others as you would like for them to do unto you. So assume that people have good motives, and that they're doing the very best they can, and that can make us feel better about whatever is going on. One of the things that helps me a lot is to remember that most people are doing the very best they can, and they might have circumstances that I know nothing about. So I can control what I think about and how I spend my time. So how I spend my time, I don't know about you, but I've found myself spending my time looking at various news sites and social media, and sometimes that is not very helpful to our mood or to our ability to self-regulate. Self-regulate just is a fancy word for our mood and how we are feeling, and our ability to not act angry even if we are angry. It is okay to be angry and to talk about the anger, and sometimes it's very difficult and can cause unintended consequences if we act on our anger. So remembering that we're all in this together, as I talked about last week. We're all in the same storm, not necessarily on the same boat. Everybody has their own set of circumstances, and taking a minute to consider the circumstances of others and why they might be acting the way they are. We also can control how we follow the CDC guidelines, the Center for Disease Control guidelines. Scientists have studied for a long time about pandemics. You might be old enough to remember polio and the consequences of polio. And then, people listened to the scientists, and eventually a vaccine was found. We can also control turning off the news. If we find ourselves in a, particular funk, and all of the information that is coming our way is causing us to be depressed and anxious, that the news can contribute to that. So turning off the news, if it's not helpful to you, is a good way to cope, and it is something you can control. You can also limit what you view on social media and how you interact with social media. It's a very good plan. We can get off on a tangent, or we can become invested in what other people and their opinions are, and you're entitled to your own opinion. Of course, our country was founded on your right to have an opinion and to express that opinion. And other people have the same right. So important to remember. We also can't control the amount of toilet paper that is in the store. And sometimes that is really a trigger for people. Most recently, they're talking maybe about limiting the amount of meat that one person can buy. We can't control what's available unless we have our own farm, of course. And neither can the people in the store, really. So important to remember, because that when we take that perspective of the people in the store can't control it, then we're going to be kinder and more gracious to the people who are doing their very best in times like these to help us with the things that we need. We can't control what will happen. We just can't control that. We can control our own actions, though. We can control washing our hands. We can control staying inside until the governor lifts the order. We can control our distance from other people. We can control whether we wear a mask or not when we go to the store. So wearing a mask is for the protection of other people. When I have on a mask and I'm 6 feet away from someone else, even if I am positive for COVID-19 and don't know it, because there's about 10 days, according to the experts, where you may not have any symptoms at all, and yet you are still contagious. So wearing a mask would be a way to protect others, and it's something I can control. We can also control the kindness and grace that we extend to other people, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Kindness and grace are part of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And even when people are not able to extend that same kindness and grace to you, turning away from an angry response makes the world a better place. So I hope you'll join us next time. This is Dr. Donna signing off for Porch Sitting with Samantha. Thanks again.